guys, so happy to be here with you. Let me get my keyboard out of the way. I was typing. Okay, while we're waiting for everybody to start popping in, don't forget to click on the thumbs up for me and give me a like. I would appreciate that. And then share my video. So to share the video, you just click on the little share button underneath the window and decide where you want to share it. So yeah, feel free to do that. So let's talk about announcements, because there's always fun stuff. Stampin' Up's always throwing something fun at us, aren't they? How are you doing, Lou? So this month we are having the bonus days, and so from the 6th of July through the end of the month, you're going to earn a $5 coupon for every $50, hey John, that you spend, and then you get to redeem your coupons in August. So you would go to inkyhandswarmhearts.com, you're going to click on Shop With Me, it'll take you to my online store, and once you're there, you can buy anything that you would like to purchase. And the coupon codes are going to be emailed to you, so make sure that you have a complete email address in your profile when you sign up. And you know, when you log into the online store, make sure that you have an email there, because they will send you the codes automatically. You're going to save those emails or write down the codes or take a picture of the codes on your phone, whatever works for you, so that you don't miss out on anything. And then on the 1st through the 31st of August, you can use as many coupon codes as you want during checkout. So a separate code, you're just going to put a space in between them, and then just make sure you use them all before the month is over. So as if that was not enough free stuff, Stampin' Up tomorrow is doing a 24-hour stamp sale. So for 24 hours, stamps will be, for 24 hours, stamps in the annual catalog, in this catalog, except for host stamps, will be 15% off. So that means, Clem, you can get your discount on top of that 15% off if there are any stamp sets that you are wanting. So it'll be, when you log in and you key in your number, it'll come up with the 15% off price. And then at the end, you'll just go ahead and go through checkout. Hey, Maleda, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me, guys. I appreciate it. So basically, every single stamp set in this catalog, except for at the back where we have the host stamps, those are the only ones that are not included. These two are not included. But every other stamp set that's in this book is 15% off. So take advantage of the 24 hours tomorrow and get you some extra bonus coupons, because you're going to be able to buy more products for the $50 and then earn your free coupons. So thank you, Stampin' Up, for yet another promotion. Okay, I wanted to let you know, my Thursday live, I usually do it at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This Thursday, it's going to be at 12, because I have a doctor's appointment and I have to be out of the house, and so to leave to go to that, so I won't be able to live stream at 1. So I'm going to live stream at noon, and it's already set up for you guys, so you should be able to you know, hopefully show up and hang out with me on Thursday afternoon for another card. And don't forget about the online exclusive products. Those are really fun. A lot of them are already selling out quickly, but they will be bringing a lot of them back because they are online. They can add them whenever. That's the great thing about those. And then if you know any Spanish-speaking people that might be interested, we have a stamp set, just this one for right now, in Spanish. So the dies are still the same, but the sentiments are all in Spanish. So if you know anybody that likes or that speaks Spanish, this is a really fun set, and you can buy the Spanish set tomorrow at 15% off. All right. Don't forget about Paper Pumpkin. Today I posted another Paper Pumpkin video. Yesterday I recorded a Paper Pumpkin video, but I wasn't home when I recorded. I was a little out of camera, and some people asked some questions in that video. They asked me to show them how to put the cards together, because they're a step kind of card. Accordion cards is what they're called in the box, but they're actually a step card. So I showed how to use the score lines that are already there and how to fold your card. So I did a second video. So don't miss the second one that came out today. The first one shows you everything that's in it. The second one shows you how to kind of put together one of the cards and how to fold the card bases. So don't forget about that. And then next month's kit, which I think is going to be extraordinarily gorgeous. I have a feeling that the same person who did that sunflower kit that was so popular that everybody wanted is the artist that drew these flowers as well, because it's a watercolor themed set, and I just think it's going to be extraordinary. So do not miss out on Meaningful Flowers. That means you need to sign up for Paper Pumpkin and get your kit by, make sure that you're turned on, that you want the next kit by the 10th of August. Kits collection, we have a new kit. The July kit is Blossom Wishes, and it is super cute. It's slimline cards. we've never had a slimline card kit before, and so I think you're gonna really love it. It's nice because it's a very quick kit, because it's non-stamping. It's only $13 for 8 cards. You get 4 each of the 2 designs, and I think you're gonna love it. And don't forget my Boho Beach kit, because I love beachy stuff, and you gotta get some beach stuff. So that's that. I think that's it for the announcements. Let me go back to the beginning. And yeah. All right. And don't forget, mark your calendar, Thursday we have a change of time to 12 o'clock. So let's talk about the stamp set of the week. It is Seasonal Branches. Hey Carla, thanks for joining us. And Seasonal Branches is this fantastic little bundle. I used it on Sunday and Monday and today. So Sunday's card was this one right here. And this little dies are a little sleeper die. They're in the back of the catalog. If you miss them, you will want them. They're super cool, and I talk about them in that video. So this is Sunday's video, and it's a thank you card. And then yesterday's video was a birthday card. And this little bird is just the cutest, isn't it? Hey Michelle, thanks for joining us. So check out this really beautiful stamp set, and we're going to continue to use it today. The paper that I am using tonight is from the Delightfully Eclectic paper. It's this one down here at the bottom. Okay, and it is fantastic. So don't miss out. This is a pack of 48 sheets for $30. So it's a lot cheaper than our regular paper. Our regular papers are $12.50 for 12 sheets. You're going to get 48 sheets for $30. You get quite a bit of patterns, really cute patterns in here. You're going to love them. I have been using them and really enjoying them quite a bit. So check those out. And then the ribbon that I'm using tonight is this Ribbon Duo Combo Pack, which is a $10 pack. You get 2 spools of ribbon. You get 10 yards of each. So you can't beat that. That's quite a good deal for that pack of ribbon. I'll show you the card we're making today, and then we can get started. So today's card is a Get Well card, and it's a bookbinding card. So this is the ribbon that I used today. Isn't it gorgeous? I just love this ribbon. I love the texture of it. I love that it has those cute little stripes in there. I just think it's fantastic. So check out that ribbon. But this is a really fun project. I use Seasonal Branches. I used Meadow Dies. And oh, I almost forgot. I used the Fern 3D embossing folder. You can kind of see it here if I put it real close in that corner. But this layer has been embossed with the Fern 3D embossing folder. And today I'm going to show you a little trick because these stamps are photopolymer. And I'm going to show you how I got the branches to curve around this circle. Also, the circle was cut out with the Stylish Shapes dies. So quite a bunch of little products on here, but these are things that you guys should have by now. I use them over and over. Meadow dies I use all the time. Stylish Shapes constantly, you guys know. And so definitely, if you don't own any of those yet and you are going to be watching me, you're going to get sick of seeing them. So you might as well just jump on the bandwagon. All right, I'm going to put this card over here in the corner and we're going to get started. So this card is a really fun card. You start with a 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece. It's still a half a sheet of cardstock. So you just cut it on the 8.5-inch side at 4 1/4, and you still can end up with 2 pieces. So we're gonna grab our scoreboard, and I love this thing. I gotta find my stylus here. Here we go. All right. So this is a really easy measurement card to remember. Hey Beam, thanks for joining us. Michelle, how come you don't have this bundle? It's a good one because it's all seasons. So a bookbinding card is a really easy card to remember how to score, because you just score it in 2 places. And when you make cards, you usually score the cards, at least in the US, in 2 places. You score them at 4 1/4, right? Or 5 1/2. And that's the 2 spots that you score a bookbinding card. You score it at 4 1/4 and at 5 1/2. So it makes it easy to remember. So those are the only 2 score marks that we're going to need. And I'm going to show you how this forms that bookbinding card. So I'm going to grab my bone folder. And we are going to burnish along that piece. And then this piece here is our next piece that forms our book, okay? So we have those 2 score marks. You're going to glue this piece in place, and then this is how the card opens, and that's your binding. So you can see how really easy it is to put this card together. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start with a 1-inch by 4-inch piece of this really gorgeous paper. I've also used it for the circle with the Stylish Shapes, the very largest circle. But this paper is gorgeous, and I think you guys are going to love it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach this paper down right here before I glue anything else together. And then we're going to move along. So let me grab my silicone mat before I make a mess with my glue, because you guys know how I am. And we'll get this party started. Alright, so we're going to put plenty of glue, because I can, onto that little 1-inch piece. And I'm going to make sure that I don't stick my card where it doesn't belong. And then we're just going to make sure that this has a nice little border all the way around. And that looks great. So there is that border right there. I got to make sure that you guys can see it really well, because there's always a delay, you know, and I just want to make sure that you guys can see. So that's that piece. All right, so now we're going to have 2 other pieces. So I'm using Night of Navy, and I am using Basic White. So the Basic White is for the inside of my card. It's going to go here, and it's a 4-inch by 4-inch piece of Basic White cardstock, okay? So that's off to the side. Now, my Night of Navy, I wanted it to be a little bit smaller. So this one is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, okay? And that's going to go here. That's going to get glued there. And then the layer of fresh freesia that I have used with that really cool fern, that one right there is, I'm trying to check my, sorry guys, sticking my hand in the camera. This fern piece is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, okay? So I just wanted a tiny little border of Night of Navy around that piece, as you can see, so that I just reduced it by 1/8 of an inch instead of 1/4. And I wanted a little bit wider border around this piece here. So each of these pieces are 1/8 of an inch different, and you can see here they're all graduated down 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so this one is 4 by 4, this one is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, and this is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. All right, and we have our circle here. Let's go ahead and work on our ribbon. So for the ribbon, I'm going to show you how I went about making it making it behave. Let's see if this piece is too short. We'll see. So this piece here we're going to use, and we're going to attach this to the inside of our card. Okay, so I'm going to get our seal adhesive. You can also use mini glue dots, but I'm going to open this and I'm going to lay this ribbon like that. I'm just going to put a line of seal on both ends, and then I'm just going to tuck that ribbon behind here, and then I'm just going to make sure it's straight. I got to kind of flip to the other side to make sure that we're in there and we're nice and straight. This one I think I need to pull a little more tight. Let's try it again. There we go. All right, so there's that piece. Now we can close this, okay? So you can either use your seal adhesive or you can use wet glue, whatever you prefer. They both work just as good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and burnish that piece down. All right, and then we're gonna attach our ribbon. And so I'm gonna just tie a bow. I'm just going to keep it on the spool here, and I'm gonna make 2 bunny ears and cross them and bring one through, and then I'm just gonna figure out how I want my bow to look, how, you know, how small I want my ends, and little by little you just kind of play with it until you're happy with the size of your loops and your tails. All right, so that's, I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my ribbon scissor and trim. Okay, there we go. And then we'll roll this back up and put it in our bag. This ribbon is super pretty. It just is exquisite. I really love it. Oops, I forgot to clip it. All right, I use these little mini binder clips. I'm kind of a clip freak. I love clips, so I use a lot of clips on all different kinds of clips. So that's the ribbon, and there's the lemon lime twist. That's also really beautiful. All right, so this piece here is gonna get glued down here when we're ready, but for right now, I'm just gonna put it off to the side. Let's go ahead and attach our layers together. So we're gonna put our fern onto our Night of Navy. I'm gonna use wet adhesive because I love how this wet adhesive gets into all the little nooks and crannies of the cardstock. All right. And we'll attach that onto our Night of Navy. Again, it's 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, and this one, and the fresh freesia is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So we are going to go ahead and attach this layer on top as well. All right. And then this time it's going to get centered on this side of that score line. All right, so there is that piece. Do you guys want me to bring it down a little bit? Oh, that's a great idea. Mapping pins are good too. Yep, we're going to use dimensionals, but not yet. Yeah, it's really pretty paper. It's from the Delightfully Eclectic paper pack. I'll show you guys that at the very end when we're done with our card. Let's go ahead and put this piece on the inside. And on the inside, I've attached this little piece of DSP. So let's go ahead and put my adhesive. You can see that I'm using a scrap here for this that has something on the back, but it's okay. Nobody will ever know, except for you guys. You know my secret now. All right, so let's put our 4x4 right in that spot there. All right, and then this little piece is a 1/2 inch by 4 inch. And we're just going to put that on that side. So let's go ahead and pick that up. That designer series paper is really pretty. I didn't really like how it looked in the catalog, and when we had the DSP sale that was 15% off, I went ahead and tried ordering the pack of it because then it was even cheaper than $30, and I love it. I've really had a great time using it, and I've used it quite a bit since I got it on that sale in June. All right, so let's go ahead and place that little strip. Doesn't it look so pretty? And then on the inside, we're going to stamp the words, "You're in my thoughts," and we're going to stamp that in fresh freesia. Does anyone else put multiple stamps on the same block? Because I am the queen of that, I think. What happens is when I start designing, I take every stamp out of the packaging and I put it all on a block. Yeah, Michelle, it was the best way to get it, wasn't it? Saved quite a bit of money, and in Australia it's even more expensive than it is here. So yeah, that was a great deal for you. So when I'm designing, what happens is I take all my stamps out, you know, and I put them all on the blocks, and I find the right blocks to fit everything. And then I figured, oh, I don't really have like a block that's that size, so I'm just going to put the bird to the side, and then I'll put this little word on this side. And they're on opposite sides of the block. I can still see all the way through, but that way I use up less blocks, because like right now, at the very moment that I am right now, I have this basket with this bundle, and then I have next week's bundle in another basket, and then I have another stamp set bundle in a third basket. So I have all these blocks being used, and so when I use them, a bunch of them together like this, it works out really well. So let's talk now about the front of our card and these branches that are right here. Okay, I'm gonna grab a scrap piece. Yes, that would be nice. Of course, you guys would get paid a lot less, though. You get paid more because you your money is less or whatever than ours. Okay, so when you get this stamp set, you have two branches. You have this branch here, which is a long one, and then you have a short branch. Okay, and I stamped this branch twice. But what I did was take the branch, and I decided I wanted it to curve around my circle. So I put it up against my circle like this, and because it's photopolymer, it allows it to be a little bit pliable. Okay, I'm going to bring you guys down because I really want you to be able to see this really well, and then I'll bring you back up. Okay, all right. So this stamp, because it's photopolymer, it's movable. It wiggles around, and normally what I would tell you to do when you're putting it on a stamp block, that you let it fall as it will, and then you attach it to your block like that. That will make it stay nice and straight. Okay? So now, John, you're funny. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our branch and we're going to wrap it around this circle. Okay. And this piece isn't fully wrapped yet, but that's okay. We're going to start on this side. And because I'm curling it, I'm going to use a different size block. So I'm going to use a D block. Okay. So I'm going to start on this side here, and I'm going to curve my, my piece around. And so I'm going to start with that one. I'm going to kind of put that, I'm going to use the block to help me keep it in place. There we go. Okay. And then with my other hand, I'm going to make sure this is nice and curved and that it fits my, whoops, I missed that one. Okay. We're almost there. We'll lift and move. You want it to fit your little circle. So you push that down like that, and now you have a curved branch that fits the circle that you want. So that's what I did. And I grabbed my pecan. Ooh, I almost lost one of my ink pads on the floor. And I'm going to ink this up. Sorry, I'm out of camera, but I'm just putting pecan ink on there. Okay. And then I stamped this on a scrap piece of basic white cardstock. And then I stamped a second one. And then I fussy cut them out, because if they're curved, they're not going to fit the die set, right? Because the die can't bend like the stamp can. But, so you fussy cut it out. It's not really that big a deal, but I didn't want you to sit here and have to watch me fussy cut it out. So I went ahead and did that ahead of time. So you can see my two little curved, look, almost exact. Oh my gosh, that's like almost exactly perfect. Just a tiny bit more, I curved that part. Pretty cool though. I did them 2 separate times and they're almost identical. That one is. That one's just a little bit in. So there are my 2 pieces, okay? I'm going to bring you guys back up again so I can show you. Oh, actually, I'm not yet. So then I took my Meadow dies, and I love these dies. These are the ones that we watercolored, and we use Stampin' Blends to color all these pieces. Remember that back in the day? So this piece here is this die, okay? So I cut one out of Garden Green, and I picked Garden Green because it was the same green that's in this paper, okay? And what I did was I decided, instead of having to cut multiple of these, I would just snip them apart like they were 3 different pieces. So I'm going to use my paper snips. My sister, you're silly. All right, so I'm going to use my paper snips, and right where this meets that leaf, I'm going to angle cut that right there. So there's our first one, okay? And then I'm going to snip this off, and there's our second leaf. I'm actually going to trim that one back, and we'll discard that piece, okay? And then we have 2 left. So what I'm going to do is I want this to be 1 leaf. So I'm going to trim it right there, and then that leaves me 3 pieces. And that's plenty of greenery for what I wanted to do on the card, for me to layer it around right there. All right, so let me bring you guys back up now, just a little bit, not too much, because I still want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So let's bring you up a little bit more. Probably right there is good. Okay. So now we have our circle, and we are going to attach our 2 branches like so. Okay, we're going to use some wet glue. Multi-purpose to the rescue. So I'm just going to lightly get it going. I'm going to go down the middle first, and then the ones that are inside, I'm going to put the adhesive on those because those will be on the inside of the circle. But the ones that are not inside, I don't even know if I'm getting any adhesive. Oh, I am. It just is so light I couldn't see it. So the ones that are sticking out, I'm not going to do those. I just want to make sure, though, that I have some So you just start anywhere, wherever you want to start. Okay, so it's a circle, so it doesn't matter where you start. And you're going to go ahead and glue down your branch. I'm going to make sure that there's some glue here because I don't know if I got enough. I'm going to add a little bit right there. There we go. So there's that one. Now we're going to glue the second one. Again, same thing, down the middle, and then the parts that are inside only. All right, grab our tweezer. And then this time when we place this one, we're going to curve it so it's going to overlap that branch so that it looks like one continuous piece. And you're going to attach that there. So that's your branches, okay? Looking good so far? Okay. The next step is our greenery. So we're going to figure out where we want it to live, how we want it to sit, how we want it to look. So we're going to place our little circle up here, okay? And I'm going to start with the largest piece first, and I'm going to put that one right like that. So what I'm going to do is, since this is going to be lifted up off of our piece, and we're going to use some dimensionals, I'm going to use the dimensionals to secure this branch, this green one, to my circle, just like that. And since I can never use enough dimensionals, I'm okay with it. So there's one. All right, so now comes our next one. So this one is the one with the small piece on the side and this one, okay? So this one's going to be our middle piece, and I want it to really stick out. I want that green part to stick out and most of this leaf to stick out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift this and grab just the very ends of those petals, but I'm going to put one right here on the edge where it grabs this stem, okay? So that's my second one. See what we have so far? And now comes the third one. So for this third one, I wanted it to be out kind of near the bottom like this. So I'm just gonna tuck it when I'm happy with the placement. That looks good. I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna lift this one and put it underneath that one, like that. And then we're going to go ahead and attach more of these guys. This one's going to be out, but I'm going to attach one to that little leaf piece. All right, that should be fine now. So now this piece is going to stick up, and that's how I did my greenery. All right, so you can take one large stem, and you can see how I broke it up and used it as smaller pieces. All right, let's work on our Get Well Wishes section. Okay, so I used the Stylish Shapes, and I used this shape here, and I went ahead and stamped Get Well Wishes on it in Fresh Freesia. And that piece is going to go here, and the little bird is going to be on there. So we have to color our bird. I stamped my bird in Early Espresso. And we are going to color him with Crumb Cake and Crumb Cake Light and Light Pecan Pie. So we're going to start with Light Crumb Cake. And I'm basically going to go over the entire bird with the light crumb cake, except for the beak. And I might go over it a couple times to get it the right color that I would like it to be. Okay, so there is our bird. Okay, now we're going to use the pecan pie, and I'm going to go over these lines that the artist gave us. I'm just following those, and I'm going to do the beak in that darker color as well. So I'm just pulling in over those lines, just like with dots and small strokes, over all of the lines like that the artist gave us with the dark pecan pie, okay? And now I'm gonna soften it just a little bit with my crumb cake. So I'm gonna go back over the top and I'm gonna soften that pecan just slightly. By doing that, it softens it. And now our little bird is ready. There he is. So we'll bring back our card. And he is going to sit here flat. So I want to trim away the portions of the bird, of the label that are not going to be covered. So this section here behind the bird, we need to get rid of that. And he's going to sit just on that tag like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some adhesive right there. And I want to put a little bit on his belly. Just want to make sure that he is enjoying his little perch right there, okay? All right. Now, we're going to lift him up off of that wreath. So we're going to get some dimensionals, of course. And I'm going to use 2 minis for those points right here and right here. All right, so let's go ahead and attach this piece onto our wreath. This little bird is so adorable. Oh, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for the compliments. Okay, so we're going to bring this in. We have to make sure that we have it positioned correctly. So our little bird is going to be off here, kind of his little tail hanging where this greenery is, okay? And he's going to be straight like that. All right, now comes the we're going to go ahead and attach this down, and then we'll do our flowers. I'll show you the really cool die that I used for the flowers, and we're going to alter them slightly. I'm using Petal Pink for the flowers, and I wanted to blend them just a little bit. I think I need one more right here because I'm a little bit obsessive, so I'm just going to put a mini. All right. All right, so let's position that so you guys can see, and I just want to make sure it's nice and straight. So there's our little bird. Okay. Now comes these really fun flowers. So let's talk about these, okay? I'm going to bring the camera down again. So these dies, right here, it's attached. So it's one die and they're connected. So I just cut it twice and it popped out individual flowers, and they had that really cool design on them. So that's what pops out right there out of that piece like that. All right. So I just cut that twice, and I cut them out of Petal Pink, which is the same color as our ribbon here. As you can see, our ribbon is Petal Pink, and so are our flowers. I wanted just to add a little bit of highlighting to the flowers. So I went over them with a blending brush and some Petal Pink ink. It's going to darken the flowers just slightly. So I'm just going to kind of go over the top like that and really bring out those pretty lines that are in that die, that the die impressed in there. I just think that by adding a little bit of the same color ink onto my flowers, that it really helps to pop out those pieces. Okay, so now we're going to put a mini dimensional on the back. I'm going to flip them over of each of these flowers, and then we're going to figure out where we want to place them onto our card. All right. So let me grab the backs off, and we'll put them one at a time onto our wreath that we've made by bending our branches. We formed kind of a branch wreath, right? So I'm just going to start placing the flowers where I think they would look best. And I'm kind of going in between the branch area, and I want this one kind of back here behind my birdie. I'm going to add another one here in this open spacing, and then one here, and then one right on the end so you don't know that it's the end of our wreath. So that's our florals. So now let's talk about the centers. I decided I wanted navy centers, and there were no things that were navy that were tiny like this. So I decided to use these green from the Festive Pearls and my blending brush. I mean, not my blending brush, my Stampin' Blends. So I'm using the dark Night of Navy, and I'm literally gonna color 6 of these, okay? So I'm just running my Stampin' Blend. I hope I can show you. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can see. So 1, and then it becomes the color that I want it to be. That's why Stampin' Blends are so fantastic, because you can do so much with them. So I'm just going to go around. And there are my 6 navy blue gems. So if they don't have what you want, just make it work. Make your own. Let me get some putty out. I need to get it started. I like when I have quite a bit on there, so I'm gonna let it keep coming out. Let it flow and keep pressing it down. I like when there's quite a bit of putty on the end of mine. All right, I think we're good now. I'm gonna loosen it so no more comes out, but that's a good amount of putty. Sorry, I wasn't in camera. All right, so we're gonna grab these little guys, and I'm gonna put one in the center of each flower. All right, so that's our gems. Now comes our ribbon. Let's finish up our card. We have to finish this side here. Oh, I need to clean this, and I'm gonna show you real quick about that tip with, you know, doing your, so as soon as you're done and you pull this off, your photopolymer just pops right back into the shape it needs to. But just to be sure, this is the tip that I want to give you, just to be sure, when you go to use it again, what you want to do is you want to grab your die that you're going to be using, okay? And you're going to turn it this direction. And then you're going to fit it, this is not with the cutting part up, with the smooth side up, okay? You're going to take your branch and you're going to fit it into that hole, into the holes of your die, just like that. And then you're going to pick up your stamp and release your die, and then you'll know that it's going to fit right into your die again, just the way that it needs to be. Thank you so much, Carla. Thank you, Maleda. It is a really, this stamp set, it doesn't look like much in the catalog, but let me tell you, it is really cute and you can do some really awesome cards with it. So let's work on this now. I just wanted to show you how to put back your, you know, your stamp that you manipulated into a different shape. So now we're going to go ahead and grab the mini glue dots. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 underneath here. If I can slide them under. There we go. 1 here. And 1 here. And that'll hold my ribbon down. All right. And now we're going to take our bow. Here it is, so pretty. And I'm going to ball up this mini glue dot. So I'm going to roll my, take your pick tool over the top. And then once I have that little ball there, I'm going to flip this over and put it on the back of my bow. And then we're going to attach that in the center. And then I'm going to take another mini glue dot, and from this side here, I'm going to lift and slide this one under to keep it in place. I'm going to try my best anyway. There we go. And then that will hold that in place. And then if you want to trim your ends of your ribbon, you can. I kind of like them long like that. I think they're pretty. This one, I cut them a little shorter. What do you guys think? Should I shorten these? Yes, this is a perfect get well card. I really love how it turned out. I think I am going to trim them just a tiny hair, because now that I'm looking at them, they're just a little bit too long. So let's trim this one right here. Just going to take a little smidge off. That looks good. All right, let's bring the camera back up. Let's move my mat out of the way. Bring you guys back up where you can see everything. All right, guys, so this is today's card. This is the fantastic little bundle. Don't forget about Meadow Dies. If you haven't invested in those, I do recommend them. They're fantastic. And then if you missed Sunday's card, this was Sunday's. And if you missed yesterday's, this was yesterday's. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the cards. I appreciate you guys being here. Sorry for the end of dropping the phone, but you know, real life crafting. If anyone's gonna drop it, it'll be me. All right, so I'm happy to be here with you again. Share my video if you wouldn't mind. Give me a thumbs up. And I think I'm only about 14 more people away from 2,000 subscribers. So share my video, guys. Help me get those 14 subscribers. Thanks for being here again, and I appreciate it. You guys have a fantastic day. The rest of your evening, or Michelle, you have a fantastic day. And I will talk with you guys soon. Does anybody have any questions before I let you go? All right. I guess I'll let you go then. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping, guys!